final night of racing action in the BRL. Final night. Forza of racing action in the BRL. There we go. Sorry about that echo. Let's get the stream back up for you. All right. Tonight we have a special one for you. Let's go ahead and get to the starting grid. If it'll let me. Oh. And it looks as if we are having some technical difficulties. Bear with me, I am attempting to get us caught up with the pole sitter. Okay, well, for whatever reason it has us on woozy. Tonight's pole sitter should be Lil Habibi in the 48, followed by Ghost Train in the 84. They will be competing with Wes in the 21 and Cookie in the 8 for the championship tonight, as we are in the final race. As some of you may hear, this is tons of fun coming to you live. It's been a while, and I'm happy to be back in the booth on this special occasion to bring you the championship race of BRL. So just bear with us at the moment. We're just trying to get the lineup set. Alright. Let's go ahead. We're still getting set up here. We're gonna switch over to Lil Habibi. We're gonna also get you a better camera angle. We're going to car farm, actually. Roof now. Do we have a helicopter far? Still trying to figure out what's going to be the best camera to use. Prepaid cameras, unfortunately, they're not going to get us. Actually, let's see if we can get us zoomed out here. Nope. Well, while we're getting everyone lined up, we're going to go ahead and... Alright, looks like we're getting moving now. So they're going to take a lap, they're going to get set up. We're going to go from there. Lil Habibi has chosen to start on the outside. Okay. What you want to do is get some telemetry on. There we go. And just want to get a better. Right now we only got 3 cars moving, so. I'm broadcasting a race. And we are going green. On the 48 cuts down quick on the 24. As Sam Cook moves to the outside of the 48 going into turn 1 on this first lap. Ghost Train in a close third. It looks like Paintbrush bringing up fourth. We should get the ticker going. Alright, we got the ticker going as well. So, right now it looks like everyone's just going to settle in for a little bit. You got your top 3 on screen over on the far left. And it looks as if Lil Habibi has led the first lap, followed closely by Ghost Train, Sam Cook, and Paintbrush with Wes, your 4th playoff driver, rounding out the top 5. Looks like we have the Love car making a move to the outside. Oh, looks like he's getting passed by Speedy Brave 32 as the ticker continues to run across the top. Does look like the 84 does have us a little bit of front end damage. Not sure if that's going to affect him. As it stands right now, looks like the Love car is heading far towards the back. So the front 3 look as if they're getting ready to pull away a little bit, while the 54 and the 21 look to move up with to catch them. Move back to Ghost Train. Let's get a little bit better perspective. So we have, looks like we have two packs. We've got the 48, 84, and 8. Look like they're the class of the field at the moment. And then we've got the 54 leading out the 21 and 46. So we'll see what happens as we move forward in this race. Remember, the winner of this race, or the best running of Ghost Train, Little Habibi, Cookie, and Wes will win the championship tonight in this 90-lap featured event. As you can see, we have just begun lap 6 as we're going into 1. As of right now, everyone seems to be minding their P's and Q's. We do have one car on pit road. That looks like it is Beloved's car, possibly dropping the wall. Oh, the 84 looks like he just got into the back of the 48 a little bit, causing him some more front end damage. The 8 as well has some front end damage. Not sure how much that's going to affect anyone tonight, but just keep an eye on that as we ride along again with the 84. And bringing up the rear, unfortunately, is Woozy. Both Woozy and Beloved car will be coming up to be lapped here shortly. We'll look to see if that causes any issues as they come through. And we're going to go back and ride along with Lil Habibi as he leads out front. This car looks clean. Does look like the 8 is starting to fall off the back. Possibly he might end up picking up that second group of 3 as they pass Beloved's car. But Lil Habibi and Ghost Train have checked out at the time being, and they are passing Woozy Emu as he goes around the outside. Beloved car has dropped in behind the 8. They did practice this earlier this evening. We'll see if he can stay with the 8 and maybe help push him back up to those leaders. But as of right now, it is a 2-horse race for the lead. And I'm sure right now they're sitting here just relaxing, not going to push the issue too much. So it does look like that second pack has dropped to about 2 seconds behind the leader. Sam Cook sitting in third. He looks to also be about a second or so off. About a second and a half if he doesn't watch out. Wesley and that second pack, looks like he ended up taking the lead on that second pack. They're going to catch him. But that could be all that they need to be able to get caught back up with the leaders. Yep, we have a deceleration on the track, possibly for a caution. So let's go ahead and see what we got going here. We do have one stopped over off of 4. Let's see who that is. Looks as if it's possibly Paintbrush. Once they get the field collected together, I will bring in our in-race reporter, the White Hammer. He's down there in the 83 car. Well, we'll get him in shortly. Just have to find him on my friends list. Nah, he's appearing offline. That makes sense. So right now, under caution, our lineup is as follows. We have Lil Habibi, Ghost Train, Sam Cook in third, followed by Wesley, and the White Hammer in fifth. Speaking of the White Hammer, he has joined us. How does it feel out there tonight?
Buddy, it's pretty loose, pretty excited, I guess.
Okay. So what did you see in that first run, and can you explain what happened there to bring out the caution?
It happened back behind me, so I didn't get to see it. But
do you know who all was involved?
I think it was Frosty and Woozy Emu. I think so.
Okay. And Woozy Emu, as we saw, had just been lapped. If that was Frosty who got collected with him, that's bad luck, considering he was running in the top 10 at the time. So it does look like the leader decided to stay out. But it does look like from 5th on back, he's coming into pit road. So if you can make any changes, what are you going to make to the car?
If I could, I'd loosen it up a little bit and lower some air pressure so I can get a jump off on this restart. But other than that, I don't know. I'm just going to ride it out and see what I can do. Hope I can finish the race.
Oh, as there's a giant collision, it looks as if you are being carried out of pit road by 2 vehicles right now.
Yeah, they treat me like royalty.
Well, okay. Well, I've never seen that before, as I've been speaking with the in-race reporter. But good luck out there, and we'll talk to you a little bit later on.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
And that was the White Hammer. As we saw as they were exiting pit road, he was lifted up and carried out like a king. Hopefully it didn't damage anyone's cars too much. So, as you see, he's running with a few different people out here. Oh, and he's clean. Looks like he decided to mow the grass as well. So, quick rundown coming out of this caution. Lil Habibi is the leader. He has led every lap as they double up. Ghost Train running second. Looks like Wesley and Frosty are going to be in your second row. Skeety Brave and Caesar. Oh, looks like Sam Cook is making his way back up. All right. So, yep. So Sam Cooke is back in third. Frosty is fifth. Skeety Brave in sixth. Caesar is in seventh. TTV Bot Sony is in 8th, the White Hammer 9th, Josh the Best Game in 10th, Paintbrush in 11th, and Beloved Car with the Lucky Dog is running 12th. As we go back to green, Lil Habibi again, looks like Ghost Train gets in behind him. Cookie in a close second, or in a close third. Looks like the Wesley decided to stay on the outside. See if he can get in here in front of Cook. It does look as if Wesley is not going to get left out of this train again. Oh, it looks like it was a false start, and we are back under caution, unless actually I maybe see an incident on the track. Let's go look. Involving Woozy. Woozy is stopped on the track. Looks like Woozy may have disconnected. Yep, Woozy has now gone to the DNF. It looks like TTV was involved, or Bot Tony was involved, or Sony. So at this point, we're going to re-rack them. Does not look like we had any changes there. All right. Let's go ahead and review the grid. It does look as if Wesley is going to get credit for that pass on Sam Cooke to go into second, or into third, behind Ghost Train. So with this little break, we're going to give the drivers a chance to really settle down, re-rack it. We're only 12 laps into this 90-lap feature tonight, so we could definitely see some things go here. All right, looks like we do have some more cars electing to pit. Let's see who they are. I've got the White Hammers pitting again. Josh the Best Game and Bot Sony as well. Now, all three of them pitted under the last caution, so they must be just trying to do the best to stay in it, maybe keeping it fueled up, maybe hoping that this comes down to a green flag situation later in the race, and they'll be able to make it or such. But as of right now, let's get a little look here at the number 20, or the number 48, a little BB. He does have the best lap of a 44. Oh, missed it. But he does have a pretty quick lap. Take a look at his dash right now. Of course, he's under very little G-force. Looks like he is elected to start on the outside this time. And there are cones in the track. There are cones in the track. All right, so we're going to watch his RPM on this restart and see how well he does. I'm assuming he will be restarting in second. Watch those G-forces as they go into one as they're coming up to speed. Actually, here we go. Now we can watch this telemetry. Right now, they're getting ready to come up to speed. Remember, they cannot go until they reach the start-finish line. Lil Habibi will have bringing up his RPMs just a little bit, and they are off, letting all 650 horsepower go. Oh! The 8 maybe lifted the 48's tires up off the ground just a bit, as we saw his RPM fluctuate just a little bit. Does not look like Wesley got a great start either, dropping all the way back to 5th behind Paintbrush. Looking to possibly get a run on that 84, but he squeezes down in front of the 8 as they go off into 4. Coming down the short chute, Caesar gets into the wall just a bit. as we continue this lap with Lil Habibi. Running about 9,000 RPM. As you saw from his throttle, never letting out of the throttle, just letting it all hang open. Let's go ahead and check on the damage to that car. As expected, his tires are a little worn, but not too much. He's got about 63% left on his fuel tank, and he's just running the track. And he's not gonna have any damage anywhere else, I don't believe. You'll see those G-forces as they run through, as well as our leader has led every lap so far tonight. As of right now, he's going to be my favorite to win this whole thing. Looks like our front three are beginning to start to break away just a bit once again. They do have a bit of a gap. Actually, front five are breaking away. All four major players and paintbrush. Frosty is bringing up the second group back there, about a second or so back of Wesley. Let's see. The top five are within about a half a second of each other. And then about a half second back from there is Frosty bringing up that second pack with the White Hammer. And I'm not sure who the third car in line is there. It does look like it is a little Skeety. There's Skeety Brave, and then Caesar is slightly behind, having had gotten it a little early. Now Wesley and Paintbrush have fallen off that lead draft once again. Those front three Chevys are working great in a line. We're gonna have to see if anyone can keep up with them, or if they're gonna have to break up that front draft of the 48 and 84. They are working perfectly tonight together. Sorry for any quality issues tonight. Doesn't look like we might be getting a little bit of an issue. We're going to take a closer look at the 54. Does look like he has received some front end damage tonight. Go ahead and take a look at it. No, not too bad on it. His tires look like they're in some good shape. So it looks like it's purely cosmetic at the moment. Suspension looks to be running just right. And not too much heat in those tires either. Daytona really isn't too hard on the equipment necessarily. He is getting a lot of friction on those tires, but again, not too bad. He does have Wesley behind pushing him. Wesley seems like he's just taking his time and trying to get himself in any trouble in that 21 Toyota, but we will see what happens later on. These two have had some minor confrontations throughout their history in racing together, but right now they seem to be working well, trying to get caught back up to that front train of three, with involving Lil Habibi, Ghost Train, and Cookie. Again, I'd like to thank Cookie Monster for allowing me to broadcast this race for y'all this evening. We're gonna take a ride now with Ghost Train. We're gonna pop in on his wheel, and we're just gonna watch as he follows closely behind. In-car. Can I get in-car? Doesn't look like I can get a good in-car, never mind. Alright, we're gonna watch Lil Habibi. I'm gonna watch Ghost Train. There we go. We got Ghost Train back here. He's holding a pretty wheel, keeping himself lined up nicely with that 48. Oh, getting a little squirrely there. The 8 looks like he is attempting to make a move on him. 8 looks secure. All right, from the roof. Now he's starting to lose just a little bit of that draft. Take a little look at his telemetry here. He's still able to hold it 100%. Just, oh, there you go. It looks like he got a little bit of a run coming out of 4 at Ghost Train. But unfortunately, he has no help behind him, so he's not going to have anywhere to put all that momentum. It does not look like the 84 is going to pull out on the 48 anytime soon, as he runs into the back of the 84, going into 1. But he has closed in that gap, so that he is, again, running close in that big train. And we're going to dip on back to Mr. Paintbrush and see, as we can tell, Paintbrush and Wesley have now dropped out almost 2 seconds from the lead. They're just not in sync as well as that front group. And it's going to take some doing to get caught back up, for sure. But we do have a train of 3. It does look like you have Paintbrush, Wesley, Frosty, and Skeety is getting caught up. Not 100% sure what's slowing them down. It possibly, Paintbrush might have a little bit of front end damage that's not registering. That could be slowing them down. Or it could just be that they're trying to save some fuel and not push the issue. Unfortunately, if these guys keep dropping back the way they are, since they are on the same pit strategy as the leaders, they are going to end up, you know, sorry about that, lost the map for a minute. And let's go through the field the rest of the way and see who all we have. Wesley in 5th. Frosty. Looks like Skeety is starting to drop back even more. Caesar has fallen off even further. Bot, Sony, and the White Hammer are running nose to tail in their own little pack. And bringing up the rear is going to be Josh the Best Game and Beloved Car. I know Josh was probably excited for this race, thinking he was going to have a good opportunity. Unfortunately, it just looks like for him, he's just underpowered compared to everyone else, and he's just out there running by himself. Beloved, he was having some handling issues, unable to keep the car straight. Looks like that's continuing to get him today. But he's doing his best, and he's trying to stay out of trouble the best he can. And the White Hammer, we saw what happened with him. He got picked up and carried off the pit road. He's running with the 17 of Bot Tony in the back. So we're gonna go back up and see if anything has changed up front. Still the same 3 running nose to tail. One thing that these drivers are gonna have to look into is that they will need to pit for fuel here within the next, well, let's see. Tires are beginning to get real worn. Fuel is at 20%. So I would say these 3 drivers, as well as Wesley and Paintbrush in 4th and 5th, will be coming in here within the next 3 to 4 laps for some fuel, because we are burning, it looks like, about 2% per lap. And I don't know if they want to take it all the way down. So that will change up the driver order just a little bit. But given the distance that those front three have put on the rest of the field, they should be able to get in and out of pit road as long as they don't pick up any penalties pretty easy without having any issues. And honestly, those front five should keep their places and not have to worry about racing anyone else running further back. They've just opened the distance on too much. And as of right now, Little Habibi's best lap at a 44.775. Not sure if that's going to be the fastest lap of the race at the moment, but because Ghost Train's probably being pulled. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and check on Ghost Train's fuel. Being that he's running second the entire race, actually he's lower on fuel than Habibi. So Ghost Train must be using some more. Well, they're about the same. Again, I would expect them coming into pit here within the next lap or so. Their tires are starting to get 25% on the right sides, 22% on the lefts. And this is coming from cars that are handling well and just keeping it straight. Further back, you have the 54 and the 21. Unfortunately for them, they're about 3 seconds behind the leaders. If there's not a caution, it's going to take a miracle for Wesley to win this championship tonight. As of right now, it does look like the race is going to be between the 48, the 84, and the 8 for this championship. But there's still a lot of laps to go. We are a third of the way through with 30 laps complete, coming at the line this time. All right, fuel is below 10% for each one of these drivers. Given that does look like it is going to be a fuel mileage race, they will most likely wait until that tank is nearly bone dry so that they can come in and fill it all the way up and not have to worry about too many, and make sure that they have enough to make it to the end. Because at this point it looks like they can make it on one more pit stop, but they also had some caution laps as well. But this run right now is closer to 25 laps under green. As those front three continue to open up their advantage to Lone Paintbrush and Wesley, the 48 continues to just dominate out front. His back end is a bit squirrely, but that also may be because of a controller. Not 100% sure of the setup that they're using. And they're coming to pit road. And they all crash. Habibi has picked up a bunch of cosmetic and some brake damage as they came into pit road. I do believe the 84 also picked up some damage there as well. The 84 has not reached his pit box as of yet, while the 48 is already out and runs into Habibi once again. Actually, no, the 84 beats the 48 out. And what happened to our friend in the 8 car? Did the 8 not pit? Did I miss that? All right, the 8 stayed out. Maybe he's going to stay out and try to pit on his own to avoid, it does look like perhaps Sam Cook is out of fuel. The 8 ran it out of gas. He had been caught by Paintbrush and Wesley. That's going to be difficult for him to make that 3.5, 4 seconds back up to the 84 and the 48. But the 21 is out of pit road, as is the 23, and I'm assuming the 54 is rolling as well. Let's go ahead and get a shot of them coming off of pit road. Yep, the 54 and the 21 are nose to tail. They will have to deal with a little bit of lap traffic, as Ghost Train and Lil Habibi have come on, and they have officially taken the lead back. But now it's a 2-car field versus 2 cars, as the 8 has lost the draft of Wesley and Lone Paintbrush. Now, as stated before, we do have a new leader. Entered Caesar. He's going to be able to run probably about another 10 laps or so here under green. Him and Skeety Brave are running 1-2. They had pitted during that first caution. All right. So the 22 car, Nutra-Ag, he's out here, or Nutrien Ag Solutions. He's out here getting some spotlight. Followed by the White Hammer, some 10 seconds behind. Also pitted under our first and second caution. Skeety Brave on the outside. This is some of the best racing we've had up front all day. Skeety Brave takes the lead from Caesar on the outside. Let's see what we got on Skeety Brave. So Skeety Brave, like entered Caesar's, only going to be able to run about another 6-7 laps before they're going to have to come back in for some more fuel and tires, which will then relinquish the lead back to Ghost Train and Lil Habibi, who have settled in now, running 5th and 6th, but Ghost Train is the big recipient of the faster pit stop, had a better entry. 48 did get a little squirrely getting in, not 100% sure what happened. The 48 is also the recipient. All that damage is gone, so that brake damage that he had going in is gone. Looks like Wesley has gotten around paintbrush. But unfortunately, is 4.5 seconds behind Lil Habibi and Ghost Train. Remember, Paintbrush is not a part of the championship for this season. At this point, he is just a tag along. Hopefully, can help Wesley catch those front 2. And we're going to take a look and check on Sam Cook. He, unfortunately, is the man who ended up with the worst luck on that one. Looks like he ran himself out of fuel. He ran one too many laps. Unfortunately, lost a lot of time to the leaders. He is 6 seconds behind Paintbrush, which puts him about 10 seconds behind the leaders. And what's worse is he is out there running by himself. As the White Hammer looks as if he is coming down through pit road, looks like he's completed his service and will blend back up onto the track, coming out at 2 onto the back stretch. Sam Cook continues to run 8th. Frosty 9th. Bot Sony T continues to run 11th. And Beloved Car in 12th. As we have another car on pit road. Who do we got there? Skeety Brave on pit road. Looks like he's going to come out just behind Ghost Train and Lil Habibi. And there goes Wesley and Paintbrush, who actually look to be making up some time on the soon-to-be leaders on the track. Maybe the 48 aren't working together as much, but it is hard to tell because we do have a car between and Josh the Best Game. He will be needing to come to pit here shortly. We anticipate him in this lap. Let's take a look at Josh and see. Alright, so Josh is going to have to pit this lap. His tires are very worn and he has 5% fuel. He cannot make it past this lap. So once the 18 pits, looks as if his engine is sputtering. And the 1 car has pitted as well. He may not be able to get out in front of everyone, at least up to speed, but Ghost Train and the others are coming around now. The 22 men actually come out in front of the 8. And Josh has decided to stay out one more lap. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to make it back around. If he runs out and he stops it on track, there's a good chance that he could bring out a caution, which will bunch this whole group back. And that is what Cookie is hoping for. Unfortunately, it does look as if he's going fast enough and he's close enough to pit road that he will be able to coast in, as the 18 has officially run out of fuel. Well, he had just enough to make it. All right. Well, back to our leaders. As a little recap after pit stops, it is Ghost Train making that move on Little Habibi on pit road, followed by Little Habibi. About 3.5 seconds behind is Wesley and Lone Paintbrush. And cycling out in 5th, the big loser on the day, unfortunately. Actually, Cookie has dropped to 7th, so he is the big loser on pit stops, unfortunately. Not sure why he ran out of fuel or what happened to him. Now, the 48 and 84, a rule that is out there right now is that you're not supposed to be able to lock bumpers. Those two have been on each other's bumpers pretty solid going down the backstretch and through 3 and 4 that last lap. So that might be something that they have to look at, because that could cause some issues later on. Yeah, as the 48 again is right on the back of the 84, locked up to him, pushing him down the back stretch. So that might be something that's looked into at some point. Matter of fact, just in that last lap, they've pulled out nearly a full second on West and Payne. It does look like the 48 has backed off of the 84 just a bit. But we'll see if that causes any issues later on down the road. I'd like to thank our viewers tonight as well. Thank you for coming in and watching. As our leaders have opened up to nearly 5 seconds, 3rd and 4th of Wesley and Paintbrush. Here shortly, but it does look like the teammates are working perfectly in lockstep with each other as they're going to continue to drive along. Does look like the 48 again is onto the 84's bumper, as you can tell by the sparks coming out from in front of the 84 car. Does look like he has backed off a little bit, but he is right on his tail once again, going down the back stretch. No contact this time. Nope. They're going to need to be careful, because if that continues to happen, you know, things may happen, and but at this point, the running order is we have Ghost Train first, Lil Habibi second, Wesley and Paintbrush fourth and fifth. And then about 13 seconds back, we have Skeety Caesar. 2 seconds behind them is Sam Cook. Let's take a little look at some race stats here. Fastest lap. Top speed is 230 by Ghost Train. As he's being pushed once again. Alright, and they're coming up on Josh the Best game once again to put him a lap down. About 45% on their fuel. We've turned into a bit of a snoozer today, unfortunately, as the teammates of the 24, or the 48 and the 84 have just pulled away from everybody else. And unfortunately, West, there's nothing that the Paintbrush can do. They can see the leaders, unfortunately they just can't. Although they have made up about a half a second within the last lap or so. Oh, and it looks like we have a caution on track as the 22 has spun trying to get onto pit road. So this is going to jumble up the field. This is going to bring everyone back together. Josh looks like he will get the lucky dog situation. And everyone will pit. We'll bring everything back together. Let me go ahead and get our in-race reporter back in here. Invited the White Hammer in. Looks like he's got caught up. He is running ninth under this caution. And everyone is coming to pit road. 22 is still parked at the entrance. Not sure what is going on there. And he has now, looks like he has turned into a DNF. Now this is a little bit of some trickery here. Little Habibi and Ghost Train looked like they were going to come down to pit, but they decided to stay out. Not 100% sure their strategy on that particular call, given that they will have to pit probably in 4 to 5 laps. And joining us once again is the White Hammer, the driver of, I forgot what number you are driving, my bad.
83.
Driver of the number 83. You were running 9th there, coming on to pit road. How was that run? Unfortunately, those leaders, they're fast.
Yeah, we're going to have to get them tested for steroids or something.
Well, there was some stuff that I was seeing that hopefully, will be brought up, and it'll allow us to have a much more competitive race. But overall, how's your car handling? I saw who you were running with. You were running with the 22, were you not, for a while there after that pit stop?
Yeah.
Looks
I think he did.
Yeah.
DNF.
Yep, he's out as well. So at this point, it's going to be all 11 cars are going to be on the lead lap, yourself included. You're going to be starting 9th with Sam Cook on your outside. Those front 4 did not pit. They are going to have to come down under green here within the next few laps. I understand that they're trying to probably make it to 60, so they only have to pit one more time. But
all right, well, I'm going to have to hop into the other party right quick.
Yes, sir. You have yourself a good one, and good luck getting yourself back up front.
Appreciate it, boy.
All right, so let's get everyone reset here. The front 4 did not pit. The 48, 80, or the 84 is the leader. 48 is in second. Wes is in third. Paintbrush is in 4th. Leading off of pit road, looks like it was the 46 of Skeety Brave, followed by Sam Cook in 6th. And we are back green. We had quite a few cars look like they just, caution on the restart. Oh, what has happened to the 8 car? He is missing from the field. Paintbrush as well. It looks like Ghost Train, Paintbrush, and Sam Cook on the outside all got caught up in the accident. Sam Cook is bringing up the rear of the field, but now Ghost Train is no longer with his teammate. Now Ghost Train these guys need to come in and pit now. Sam Cook does not sound happy at the moment. Not sure 100% what happened. Unfortunately missed it. And unfortunately there's no way to go back and check the replay just because of the angle that it was on the leader. But making it through was Wes and Lil Habibi. The 83 who's pit, our in-race reporter, sitting 3rd. Skeety Brave 4th. Caesar in 5th. And Josh, who had just gotten his lap back, up to 6th. What camera? Let's see. Does Habibi come into pit this time? He does. Alright, so everyone but Wes. Wesley has not come down to pit. He is working on that fuel strategy. He unfortunately is going to be the only one out there who is going to have to pit under green here. He's looking like he's trying to make it 5 or 6 more laps. That way he can make it under only one more stop while everyone else will have to stop and most likely make a splash at the very end. At this point, the 48 is going to be restarting, which could be 4th. The White Hammer will be 5th. Doesn't look like Paintbrush has come out last as well. Beloved car is 3rd. That could cause some issues for the 48. Beloved has not had the most secure vehicle this evening. Skeety Brave and Wesley are on your front row coming to this restart. And let's see. Starting all the way in the back will be Paintbrush, Sam Cooke, and Ghost Train. Ghost Train will be on the bottom, restarting 9th, just on the inside of Sam Cooke. So he is on the bottom, 2 rows back behind his teammate in the 48. Let's see how long it takes for them to try to get together, if they can. If the others were smart, they would keep them as separated as possible for as long as possible. But we are coming to the restart. This time we're lined up with the cars further back, just in case something happens. We'll get a good view of it. Hopefully. We're going to run up through the field with Paintbrush. Cook gets a great start on the outside. Looks like he's going to pick up quite a few positions to start. Pulls in behind the 23. Oh, Beloved car pulls out. Collects a bunch of cones. Oh, as the 48 and the 8 get into the wall, the 23 making moves. 18 has just helped the 84 into the wall. As the 46 and the 21 have lined themselves up out front. Paintbrush is up to 5th as we run, followed by Sam Cooke, the White Hammer, and Little Habibi back to 8th. And it does look like Ghost Train has fallen off the rear as well. Now, Little Habibi is going to sacrifice that front draft to help get his teammate, who is also in the chase, back up there. We'll find out here shortly. Back to the leader of Skeety Brave. The 46 is leading out the 21 and the 22. As it runs, we do have a car on pit road. I do believe that is the car. As the 22 steps out on the 21. And it does look as if Frosty is in 4th. Ghost Train is, or was it Ghost Train that had to pit? Let's take a look. Nope, it does not look like it was Ghost Train. Ghost Train is just way back right now. So the 2 that had the most to gain, or the most to lose from that caution, are the 2 that are sitting 8th and 9th, with Ghost Train falling off the back of the pack after that incident with Josh Lebeski on the restart. Paintbrush is our biggest mover off of this restart. He has restarted 11th. He is already up to 5th. Sam Cooke follows behind. Restarted 6th, or 10th is already up to 6th. It does look like the White Hammer is on the apron. Not sure why. All right, we're going to take a look at Wesley, because we do believe, unless I missed a pit stop, he should be coming in for a pit stop here. Okay, he still has 24% on his fuel. He probably has at least another 10 laps or so, so he's going to be able to well get to only having to pit one more time. So just a little recap now. Your leader is Skeety Brave. Took advantage of that caution for car stopped on track. It looked like it was Bot Sony at the entrance into pit road, brought out the caution. Calamity ensued. On the next restart, the 54, the 84, and the 8 were all involved in a restart caution. Everyone's pitted except for Wesley, but Wesley looks like he's on a fuel strategy at this moment. And then on the ensuing restart, the 48 and 84 got bumped around, both of which have lost the lead draft. The 48, who was so dominant in that first run, led from the beginning up until that green flag pit stop where his teammate took the lead. It is just can't hold on. Looks like Cookie is also losing that lead draft from the 54. We have 5 cars who were just kind of there, and now they're fighting for this win. We only have about 29 laps to go at the line. It's anyone's race at this point. I'm going to say this. The cautions are not over. I can almost guarantee it. So we will bunch the field back up most likely one more time. But we'll see what happens. It does look like Cookie is starting to fall off the back just enough. He did pick up some damage on that last restart. We're going to go back to the front. Right now, it's kind of getting a little antsy up there. Looks like the 22 stepping out, trying to pass. Oh, they're passing the 18 lap car. So that's going to cause, it might actually break up this lead draft just a bit as the 18 hits the wall several times. Looks like the 22 and the 23 have gotten through clean. The 8 and the 54, though, it does look as if they have lost that lead draft. The 23 and the 46 are both kind of pulling away from the 22 are doing his best to stay with them, as well as Frosty. Unfortunately for them, they are almost 2 seconds back. The BB is almost 4. What looked like was going to be such an excellent run for the 48 and 84 right now. It's kind of unraveled. The 84 is, I believe I call 15 seconds behind the leaders. That's just unfortunate for him. He's lost that draft. No, he's 11 seconds behind the leaders. The 48 is nearly 8. Let's go ahead and check on the champion. Right now, Wesley is would be the highest finisher of the top 4. He pretty much kept himself out of trouble all night. He kind of kept himself, just kind of running right there, keeping himself close enough to be able to see it and take advantage of the misfortunes of the other 3. As we're coming to 25 to go at the line, Wesley in that PBR Auto Owners number 21 Toyota. Let's go ahead and take a look at his fuel. Oh, Wesley is at 1% fuel. Like everyone else, he will have to come and pit this lap, while the leaders will be able to run at least another... Oh, the leaders are going to be able to run another 20 laps or so on fuel, but they cannot make it to the end. Wesley will be out by himself, unfortunately, but he will be able to make it to the end on fuel. Hopefully he doesn't run out before they get to pit road. Luckily with the 46 leading him out at the moment. Oh, the 21 and... Yep, the 21 and 22 are out of fuel. Or are we under caution? What happened to Wesley? You are under caution, okay. What happened there? Yep, Wesley ran out of fuel. Unfortunate for him, but they did call the caution. So that will at least hopefully keep him on the lead lap if he can get there. Unfortunate for him, he just run it too far. Oh, he's going to coast in at 32 miles an hour. Alright, he's going to make it to his pit box. He should make it out before going a lap down. But because he brought out the caution, he will be restarting at the tail end of the field. Even though everybody else will pit to make sure they can make it the rest of the way, Wesley will be starting out back because he ran out of fuel bringing out the caution. So let's get us a field reset. Skeety Brave is still in the lead. He has inherited some great fortune this evening. The 23 of Frosty is in second. The 3 of Paintbrush is in third. Sam Cook in fourth. And looks like in fifth you have the 22 of Entered Caesar, who was directly behind the 21 at the time that he ran out of fuel. Josh the Best Game is 1 lap down in 11th. Little Habibi is in 7th. The White Hammer is actually in 7th. Habibi's in 6th, and Ghost Train rounds out your top 8. Beloved Car pulled in 9th, and again Wesley will, although he will pass everyone, he will be starting from the rear of the field for bringing out the caution. As we have a big pile up coming out of pit road, as the 8 has the 54 on his hood. Also looks as if the 83 lifted the 48 and carried him off the pit road as well. So that'll be interesting to see what we get here, if there's any damage issues. The 18 is hard in the wall. Coming off of pit road, not sure what happened to him. But he does look as if he is rolling again. Remember, the 18 is 1 lap down. So, recap, coming off of pit road, we got the 46 of Skeety Brave. We got the 23 of Frosty. The 54 has come out in third, the 8 in fourth. We have Ghost Train came out in fifth. Caesar in the 22 came out in sixth. We have Little Habibi in 7th, the White Hammer in 8th, Beloved Car in 9th, Wesley rounding out the top 10 in 10th, and Josh the Best Game in 11th has gotten your lucky dog once again. So we're going to watch this restart from the 21 car. That way if any calamity happens, we don't miss it again. It does look as if Josh the Best Game is pitting. Possibly may not make it out before the restart, but we will see. Possibly parking it for the rest of the evening. Nope, and he is moving once again. Alright, unfortunately for him, he's going to get caught by these leaders as soon as they get up to speed. We will be restarting with 22 laps to go, or 21 laps to go. Not exactly sure what lap they end on. It looks like we have a clean start. Everyone minding their P's and Q's. The 21 has kind of backed off just a little bit, waiting to see what happens. The 48 and 84 doesn't look like they got quite the restart they were looking for, but also possibly just biding their time, not trying to get up too much and get into it, at least on the 48. Skeety Brave in the 46, by Lone Paintbrush, being pushed by the 84 of Ghost Train. Sam Cook is hung up in that outside line, technically middle, with the 46 above him. It does look as if the 48 has gotten around the 8 as well. The 8 is still on this corner panel, as the 46 continues to fall back. Wesley, unfortunately, has not been able to get up to the pack. He is behind the White Hammer. We ride now with Sam Cook as he rides along in 5th. As he follows behind Little Habibi in 4th. Now, Little Habibi is going to be kind of aggressive because Ghost Train is running, I do believe, second. No, Ghost Train is missing. Ghost Train is in 2nd. That's correct. I was looking for a black car, but it's black and white running 2nd. Ghost Train is your champion on the track. But again, we have 19 laps to go. Anything can happen. Everyone's full of fuel. Good to go there. So this is right along with the 84. Actually, let's get back there with the 48 because he's going to need to make a move here shortly. Oh, we have a caution on track. Caution on track. We have a car stopped on the back stretch. Looks like it was the white monster hammer. I don't actually see his car. He's possibly DNF'd. Nope, I hear him. He's trying to get going. He's suffering from major engine damage. Sounds like he possibly ended up getting sent. There he is. He ended up hitting the inside wall somehow. He's got to get going or else he's going to end up going lap down, pretty much ending his race. Oh, he's got some steering issues too. I do believe that's going to be the 83's night as he just parks it at the entrance to 3. As the leaders are coming up to him, he is just parked. Hopefully they see him. As Paintbrush, your leader, leads the field by. And the White Hammer has officially exited the race, leaving us with 10 cars left on the track. Let's see if we can't get him in and maybe have him help us commentate the rest of the race. And we'll do a to see if anyone's going to try to pit here, or if I wouldn't be surprised if the guys in the back pit. I don't know if anyone of the leaders are going to try. Fresh tires never hurt no one. It looks like the 23, the 21, and I don't know who the third one was pitted. It looks like Josh pitted as well. So we had 3 people pit. Technical difficulties. The mic has come loose off of its stand. Alright, we're good now. Oh. We're getting ready to come back to green. Let's go ahead and do a quick run through. We got Paintbrush in first, Ghost Train in second. Somehow Lil Habibi is on the outside in fourth. Caesar is Second line on the inside, second row on the inside. We've got Sam Cook is in 5th, Skeety Brave in 6th. Is that Frosty? No, that is Beloved in 7th and Wesley in 8th, with Josh the Best Game and Frosty rounding out the field in 9th and 10th. Life is about to get interesting for these drivers. 73, or coming to lap 74, leaving us with roughly 15 laps to go. Again, not 100% sure when this race is going to end. I don't know if they race 2 numbered to lap 90 or if they race lap 90 and it ends on 91, but we're going to find out here shortly. Paintbrush has brought them down to green. Outside lane gets a little momentum. Oh, and the 46 in the round, 21 in the wall as well. The 23 looked like he got a little fancy with his bump. Does look like Beloved Car was involved as well. Unfortunately, bad goes to worse for Wesley in that 21 car. Luckily for him, the field is only 10 cars. He's only going to lose about 3 lap chance of getting through. He's going to obviously come to pit road with Frosty in the 46. And they're going to rack it up and try it again. And it does look as if Ghost Train did get out in the lead on the restart as well. Unfortunately, we missed that because we were watching from the rear to make sure we didn't miss anything. Little Habibi is in 3rd. Paintbrush in 2nd. So they did run into some issues, but they're back up running 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Oh. Major contact going on between the leaders. The 48 was just pushing the 84. Okay. Unfortunately, from the angle, all we saw was sparks and heard crashing. Let's see if I can't get a better camera for this restart. Trying to get a better view for the restart. Unfortunately, we're just going to be stuck with as the 22 and the 54 get a good restart on the outside. The 48 and 84 have been connected. Oh, and the 8 turns the 48. And the 48 spins through. Caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway. Bad luck for the 48. And the 8, it does look like, has fallen behind Wes. Unfortunately, with these camera angles that we get, we don't get to see everything, and it's unfortunate because that was big as far as the championship goes. That was a major, that was definitely a major development here, as the 8 and the 48 get together on the restart, putting the 48 to the back of the field, and the 8 as well has now fallen behind Wesley. Alright, so let's take a look at the cars who have come down pit road tonight. Beloved car, Sam Cook, and it does not look as if Little Habibi came down pit road. Little Habibi stayed on track, will be running 8th. Whether he picked up any damage or tore up his tires in that caution, in that spin, we'll have to see. But as of right now, we will restart this race from the roof of Mr. Sam Cook. We'll be restarting 9th. And we're going to see if the 48 retaliates in any way. I don't believe so. There's too much at stake at this point. So it looks like our front row is once again going to be Ghost Train and Lone Paintbrush, followed by Entered Caesar and Josh the Best Game, followed by Frosty and Skeety Brave in our third row, Wesley and Lil Habibi in 7th and 8th, and Cookie Monster and Beloved Car rounding out the top 10 in row 5. Let's see if we can't get moving this time, as the 8 gets into the 21, going through 3 and 4. I'd like to remind everyone, the race goes green at the line. Oh, everyone looks to be brake checking, trying to break up the monotony. And the green is out, and we are back racing. 48 to the outside of the 46 and the 21. Looks like he's going to try to get to that 18 as soon as possible. 23 getting everything a little bit squirrely down here, as the 8 is able to clear the 48 and the 8. I did just hear a loud bang, but everyone keeps moving forward. It's the 18 begins to drop back. Paintbrush is dropping back to 3rd as Caesar moves to the outside of Ghost Train, but he has now lost his drafting help. The 8 and the 21 are connected, running 5th and 6th. Paintbrush in 4th. Caesar is going to be able to get back in line in 3rd. Cookie looks like he's making a move under the 21, coming off of 4. Josh Skeety has slotted in 7th. Josh the Best Game in 8th, and Little Habibi, Josh is now fell back over a 2nd. Little Habibi as well, we will check on him. Skeety, Little Habibi in 8th. And Little Habibi is still with Skeety, Skeety Brave. It is going to take a Herculean effort in the next 11 to 10 laps to get back to the lead. But good news for his teammate as he continues to run out front in the 84. And we're going to go up to the front now. We're just going to watch that 84 and see if anyone has anything for him here in these closing laps. Looks like Frosty takes a look on the outside, but he has no one to go with him. As well as the 8 and the 21 following up in 5th and 6th. Paintbrush, if I know Paint, he's going to want to make a run to the front. We'll see what happens here as they come down the backstretch. Oh, Caesar looks like he was about to make a run on the 23. Oh, as they make a little bit of contact going into the corner, but no worse for wear for anyone there. It does look as if Cookie has just made a move to the outside of the 54, but gets back in line. At this point, the 84 just hopes that there's not any more cautions, because it does look as if he kind of has the field's number. But anything can and will happen in the BRL, especially here at Daytona. Well, the 54 has been moved to the outside, but he is still there. The 80, unfortunately, the 8 and the 21 kind of lost touch of that lead draft of 4. So too has Lil Habibi. Actually, Lil Habibi had dropped off the back quite a bit. Looks like he's trying to work with the 46 of Skeety, but unfortunately, those two just do not have the power with the 84 up front, just pulling the car or the field apart. Unfortunately, the only car that looks like it could compete with the 84 is the 48. Just unfortunate for the field. But the front 5 ought to come back together. A little bit, front 4 anyways. Cookie is close, but not quite on the 54's bumper. Caution on the track, we have a wreck off the backstretch. It looks as if Little Habibi has spun with the 46, causing a caution. So he will be restarting this race from the back row with Skeety. Looks like we will be going green with roughly 5 laps to go. Maybe 4. Habibi has caught up to the field. Skeety is on his way. All right, field is bunched back up. So they should come around. Anyone who needs to pit will be able to pit. Oh, and Skeety has decided he is going to voice his displeasure by running into the 48. Unfortunately for the 48, I do believe his chances for the championship and the win tonight are pretty much that book is closed. But we'll see. There's still a few laps to go. I'd like to thank all of our viewers for tuning in tonight. So it looks like we're going to have one more chance to get this race in. Now there are some laps for overtime, I do believe. We'll find out here shortly. Now, I can go ahead and say Ghost Train is not going to come in for tires. But there's a chance that there might be some pit strategy played here. Just, do what the leader does. Now, Lil Habibi, given that he has to start at the back because he was involved in that wreck as well as the 46, they have nothing to lose if they come in and pit, get some fresh tires. Who knows what might happen. the 18 of Josh the Best Game, I would also say will most likely come in. Beloved Car will come in. If you're Frosty or Wesley, even Cook, well, not Frosty, but Wesley and Cook, you have nothing to lose at this point. You never know. But we'll see here in a second as they come to pit road. Who's going to be the first to drop off? Paintbrush. Everyone stayed out on track. Except for it looks like Skeety. He's going to repair up some of that damage and we'll get going to green next time around. And in other news, no, never mind. They are running into each other as they're getting prepared to go to green. Alright, we're going to ride along with Lil Habibi on this restart from the back. That way we can see everything because we don't want to miss another restart incident if there is one. So at the front, again, we will have the 84 of Ghost Train, the 23 of Frosty, the 22 of Entered Caesar, the 54 of Paintbrush, the 8 of Cookie, this 21 of Wesley, the Beloved Car in the 1, Josh the Best Game, the 18, rounded out by the 48 and 46 on the back row of Little Habibi and Skeety Brave 32. We're going to take the green to go. Looks like 4 laps to go. Lap 86. As we're coming to the line. The 8 does not get going. The 1 gets turned. The 48 just flat dumps the 8 for some good measure. Caution is still out. I would be looking at that because the 48, really there's no reason. The 8 was going to save it. The 48 just drove right through him. So that was a little unnecessary. Unfortunately, the 8 will be going to the back, restarting in the back once again. In the 48, I understand that he is upset, but I mean, he just flat dumped somebody for no reason. And again, Ghost Train with a clean start continues to hold on to the lead and gets to choose what lane he wants to restart in. So we're going to go around the track. Hopefully we're going to open for Quickie Yellow here, pit stops, and then we'll run one more pace lap and get going once again. Unless everyone agrees that no one needs pit stops, then we might be able to get it lined up and going again. Does look like Frosty's in second, Paintbrush in third. Wesley has made it up to fourth after surviving that melee. Fortunately, it does look like the 18 and the 8, all three of them were worth for wear on that one. This 48 will be running 6th. Now, he has not made very many friends this evening, so look for possible retaliation from a few people, including the 46, who will be starting just on his inside in 7th. Everyone looks like they stayed out. Oh, nope, we have the 1 and the 18 have decided to pit at this point. But that was to be expected. They were the ones caught up in the crash right there at the start and finish. So I'd like to remind you that this is the last race of this season for the BRL on Forza. Not 100% sure where the next season will be. But Cookie Monster will keep everyone informed as he does so well. And we'll just see what happens. At this point, it has been a fairly successful season from what I have seen. Again, I have not been around. I've only been able to catch a few broadcasts. But at this point, we have had a pretty exciting race here over the last hour and a half. So we're going to restart from the hood of Sam Cook, or from the chase view of Sam Cook. Him and Lil Habibi and Wesley will be lining up on the outside. If they can get Frosty a good start, that outside lane could indeed drive past the 84 if Paintbrush does not get to his bumper. So, we're getting ready to see craziness. We're coming to the green at lap 88 of 90, and we will see what happens. Remember, if they don't get back to the line, I believe on lap 91, we do have overtime laps available. And we are green once again, as the 48 gets a great jump on the outside of the 21. The 8 goes with the 21. The 54 is pushing the 84 out. The 23 isn't quite getting going. The 46 and the 8 get together just a little bit. 48 is now dropping back behind the 8. 46 on the apron needs to be careful. And we have gotten into a single file line. The 48 is getting under the 8. Unfortunately, it does look like Cookie will be dropping to the back of this line. He has no way of getting in. Oh, and the 4 nearly made contact. Now the 8 has settled in behind the 48. And we're going to go up to the front to see what happens. The 84 is not as secure as he has been all race. The 54 is hounding him pretty hard, with the 22 and the 21 coming up fast. Now at this point, there's only a couple laps to go. I believe we are, as the 84 seems like he's being hooked by the 54. The 22 and the 21 are in close proximity. Paintbrush is leaning all over the 84's bumper. As we come around, I believe we are getting ready to take one to go. The 84 is still leading with the 54 close behind. The 22 moves to the outside. The 84 is to the outside, blocks down on the 54. The 54 with the 21. The 21 is pushing the 54. 22 gets back in line. We are on the white flag lap. 84 is continuing to weave back and forth. 54 and the 21 have to make the move now. Unfortunately, the 54 does not quite have enough to get to the 84. And unless he dumps him, the 84 will win the race and the championship as he moves up to block the 54, and Wesley finishes second. I do believe that is the race. Ghost Train first, Wesley second, Paintbrush fourth, and I do believe, or Paintbrush third, Entered Caesar was fourth, with Calamity behind, so I'm unable to give you the final running order. Little Habibi come in, looked like about 6th or so. Sam Cook, unfortunately, better luck next year. Heartbreaker for Wes, because if he hadn't run out of fuel there, I think he was set. Okay. Not sure what they're doing. They are lining up for something. Okay. Look as if the race has concluded. And the 84 has won the championship and the race, barring any penalties that may pop up after the races. There was a lot of beating and banging tonight. So not 100% sure what the final score is going to be. But at this point it does look as if the 84 is your champion as well as race winner. So that'll do it tonight. From BRL with your champion Ghost Train in the 84. Congratulations, and congratulations on a great season. Signing off.